Yo, what's going on, guys? And Shaden Sharp's arrived, or should we phrase it as that? I want to hear your guys' thoughts. As happy daylight savings, but Shaden Sharp, especially with the Anthony Simons injury and Scoot Henderson looking, I guess, a little rawer than we anticipated. Shaden Sharp's getting a lot of reps. And we all know what Shay is. Oh, baby. Shaden Sharp is a guy who's I think he's the perfect 2-3. I think he's better suited to play the 2 because he's bigger. He has the size advantage and the better athleticism advantage at the 2 than he would at the 3 with that size, length, and athleticism. And he's showing that he's the smoothest of the smooth at getting buckets and like having an offensive arsenal to be able to go from off the dribble, pull up, catch and shoots, and he's shown that high level defense ability while also maintaining explosiveness in transition and using his length off ball on defense, as well as being able to move off ball and do some of the dirty work on both sides of the offense and defense. And it's really fun to see that this is a kid that at 20 years old, he's out here averaging 20 points a game in the NBA. He's playing 39 minutes a night. Shout out Chauncey Billups for not being afraid to just put this kid out here and just let him play. So through 6 games in his second career, this most improved. If he goes on to do this, let's make this the question of the video today. Let's take a sip of the coffee. But if Shaden Sharp continues on this run, 20 points a game, somewhat close to 45% from the field, you got 37.8% from 3. 5.5 rebounds, about 3 assists, a steal a night, about a block as well a night. Would you think that constitutes him to be most improved player of the year? I typically don't believe second-year players should be most improved players. Why? Because you're expected to improve. But would this be one of those seldom case? My apology. Would this be one of these seldom cases where they, Shaden Sharp's going from basically a 10 points per game scorer on very high efficiency, 47%, 36. His rookie year to a 20 point score. Again, is that most improved player worthy? Because the other thing is somebody, I think it was my roommate or someone else told me this stat that typically I think it's like 10 out of the last 12 or so most improved players of the year have been first-time All-Stars. I don't know if Shaden's going to be a first-time All-Star. So that could be a, culminating factor in there. But my thought process right there is, that's an insane jump. But again, the opportunity wasn't there his rookie year to do that. And we saw bits and flashes of it at the end of his year. So I want to hear your guys' thoughts there. Again, I've always been in the mentality, and as I've heard other people say that usually most people think second year players, you're supposed to be better than your first year, so they don't win most improved. But that's where I want to hear your guys' thoughts on that one. Let's continue with this thought though. With the Portland Trailblazers at this point in their season, first off, it was that game against the Grizz. Shaden didn't want to lose, and we saw it. We saw the kind of the competitive in him for a team that should be rebuilding. The Portland Trailblazers are 3-3, and Shaedon Sharpe's a huge part of that. And it's unbelievable to think that he's 20 years old, didn't play college ball. He just basically worked out with Kentucky and takes his team to a win over here. I also want to say, DeAndre Ayton, if he ain't going to be scoring, he's just grabbing rebounds, which is impressive. Jeremy Grant's another guy that I think we need to give a little bit of recognition to. Jeremy Grant's out here averaging 19.5. I know he can't hit a shot to save his life, but he's putting. Jeremy Grant says, "You pay me $36 million, I'm putting up 20 shots a game. $36 million, I'm putting up. I don't care if I'm shooting 38% from the field." Kudos to him. He's on a 4-year run right now with the Pistons and the Blazers, playing 2 years apiece with them. It looks like just averaging 20 points. So shout out Jeremy Grant from being the 39th pick back in like 2014 to a 20-point scorer. That's just such a cool career. And you also have Brogdon out there dropping 24. We got a little bit of Time Lord. Tamari Kamara is another guy that I've been very impressed with, and it's cool to see the length that they have out there. And Shaden's able to run point. Oh, there's another guy. Listen to this. Our man, Mr. Malcolm Brogdon's averaging 19 points a game. Someone's gonna trade for him, guys. You guys are Blazers fans. You're gonna get a first round pick for Mr. Malcolm Brogdon. I'm not a Joe Cronin fan, but like, I'm going to give him respect. Like, the moves that he did do for the Dame were good. I thought some prior moves weren't the best, and I know some people disagreed with me in the past that they said they like the moves of Joe Cronin, but because Joe Cronin is a Neil Olshey disciple himself. I think there's been some, but he's done, like, I think Joe's like the more recent moves. I've liked them. Okay, I think he's done a good job of playing these guys, because that's what I would have done. I wouldn't have immediately traded them, because Malcolm Brogdon's value right now, playing next to Shaedon Sharpe, is probably way higher than it was in the offseason. Same thing with Rob Will. Same thing. Probably, I think those are the guys whose values have increased the most right now. And I mean, Shaden Sharp is probably a large part of that, being able to play next to a rookie and still be able to put stats up for a team to be 4-3 right now is great. It's great. So I also said 3-3 earlier, but 4-3, my apology. I want to hear you guys' thoughts on that one. But yeah, shout out, by the way, whoever this video, someone put these highlights together, so I just want to shout out Let's Harry. I think, yeah, this guy, Let's Harry, so made this highlight reel.